Hi, everybody, and welcome to Podcast the Motion Picture. As always, it's me, Reed, Noah, Jack, and Cole, the one unanimous super slug that the evil supervillain Sludge Must came from outer space to put on this planet. Joining us is your good friend Zach Engen, who knows a thing about movies himself, as he used to work with us as well on the old indie films. Uh, yeah, here we are. Used to work on the mini movie stuff. Now we do this podcast. We're still working on some stuff. You can find us on a whole bunch of socials between mini movies, Get It Done Films, and now you can find us on a lot of socials, Facebook, Twitter, under the name Ruby Wild. When we got out there as well. So go ahead, look it up. Tell your friends about us. If you don't tell your friends about us, if you don't send this podcast to 5 friends, someone you love is going to die. Uh, so yeah, movies. Anybody seen any good movies lately? Oh.
To break in, hello, audience, podcast, the motion picture audience. It is great to finally get to formally introduce myself and get on the pod with you boys. So I've been pretty excited for this to finally come about. I was totally psyched to find out that you guys were more regularly recording and getting into it a little bit more a couple months ago. So I'm glad to be here.
We're happy to have you, Zach.
And Noah, can you talk a little bit? Reed talked about Ruby Wild a little bit ago. That is Ruby Wild Media. One of those places you can find Ruby Wild Media at is at Substack. And just yesterday, Noah, right?
Yes, sir.
Noah wrote a great article on there. And Noah, what was that article about? Can you tell everyone what that was about?
Yeah, and for everyone that's Ruby, R-U-B-Y, like the red slippers stolen from Grand Rapids. I wrote up a short article about me, myself, and I. Couple paragraphs on what we're doing, what I do, how I got here. Just trying to let the people know what I'm about, what I like to do, what I like to watch, how I like to live.
We have a Substack.
Yeah, that's on Substack. So I'll be posting there a little more regularly over the next coming weeks, months, years. And you don't want to miss what I have to write because I'm really, really good at it. So go ahead and, I don't know, it's a new format to me. So subscribe, follow. I think it's subscribe on Substack, but I'm going to be writing some shit, whether it's about movies or probably about movies, honestly. But, we'll have fun with it, and it'll be a place for me, for my creative juices to flow. So yeah,
I'd say
flow. Yeah, Noah will be kind of leading that aspect on Substack. I will definitely be writing a few on there. I wrote one small one, kind of introducing myself as well. Jack, Cole, and Reed, you guys are totally welcome to.
Yeah, I've put a bunch on there already, but between the Fats and Harry stuff and getting this edited, it's kind of hard for me with time to be able to do both of them. So it's awesome that you guys are hopping on it so much. It's nice. Yeah, I know, Cole, I think I brought all this up to you a bit. Jack, I know we haven't really gone over it because you've got your paper that you've been working on. I really did not want to trouble you or get in the way of that because that one will actually come back to be a reward guaranteed, whereas this is not a guaranteed thing. But I mean, knowing us, there's no way. We're too big to fail. We're like the Beatles, but of Grand Rapids, Minnesota.
Yeah.
I've
always said that.
Yeah. People are going to be saying Judy Garland. Who? And then we'll say Judy Garland's actually her full name. There's not more to it. So you had it.
Yeah, I doubt my degree supervisor would be like, why didn't you turn in your paper? And I would go, I was writing Substacks. And I feel like the answer would be a what?
Instead of your paper, you just submit a Substack article.
It's a Substack article.
Why Oxford is stupid. Awesome.
Dumb.
But yeah, actually, fun fact, I don't know if I can send it in the group chat, but I will try to. I'm going to send, I think, a screenshot. This is no good for the audio people. But we've got a new bit of imaging that will go at the start of our videos. Here we are, PNG files. I think I've got it. Okay, frig off, send it. Bam. It's something like this image here. It's Ruby Wild Media, pops up right at the start. It's not unbalanced like this look, but it's just kind of this nice purpley sunset through it on there. And if you guys don't want it, we can change it up. I put it because I thought the colors were very peaceful. I thought they were very, very mellow. But yeah, it's up for discussion. Hey, everybody, welcome to the podcast where we actually talk about this big enterprise of ours, Ruby Wild Media. Thanks for
All I
hopping.
see is a gray screen and a white circle. So, oh, there it goes.
Okay.
Oh, there it is.
Yep. And
It's-
it's not just the screen, it actually does this cool flicker effect and whatnot I got it to do. So, bam. Because we're artists around here. We want you to know it. Yeah. So, I think that brings us all up to speed with each other.
So we're going to talk about Sinister or what?
Hell yeah. Oh, hey, everybody listening. About 2 weeks ago, we planned to have Engen on. We came up with this big plan. We should all watch one spooky movie, prepare for spooky season, and gives us all a chance to talk about one thing. Okay, everybody, if you've watched Sinister within the last 2 weeks, raise your hand. Let me get a count of the room. That's two of us have watched it.
Can I give a description of how the conversation went? Give a little backstory to everybody.
No. I think that's okay.
I was like, yeah, we should totally watch a horror spooky movie. And Reed shot down about 99% of all the ideas. I was going through my watch list, my IMDb watch list. Okay, there's over 500 films on there. Okay, I can filter it to genre. Okay, went to horror, went through looking there. Was going at the top of the ratings, however I wanted to watch it, IMDb, Metascore, and everything. Kept going from the top to the bottom, telling Reed, "Oh, we should watch this. Watch this." And I got to the very bottom. We got to Sinister, and Reed is like, "You know what? I think we could do that one." So,
You know why? Because it's on streaming.
I have seen it before, so I can talk about it, just not super intelligently.
Well, I will say, yes, I did do all that. While it was on streaming, I communicated, I set a boundary. You all said, let's play by this boundary. And here we are. Nobody wanted to play by it. That's okay. That's okay. Here we are. Two of us watched it. One of us has already seen it, So that's three of us. Engen, have you seen it in the past, or would this have been your first time?
I may have seen bits and parts, but I have not seen it all the way through that I can remember. But I will definitely be sitting here.
About
and
an
be
hour
able to chime in.
About an hour before this, I realized people who haven't seen Sinister are not going to want to listen to this podcast. So this is okay because now it gives less time on Sinister, and that way Jack and I can talk about it more without spoiling it. So I think we'll be perfect. You know what I mean?
I've read. Yeah, go ahead.
Let's do it, Jack. I like the movie. That's all I have to say. What'd you think?
I liked the first half.
Yeah.
I liked
all of it.
I liked it overall, but I liked the first half a lot more than the second half.
I wouldn't put it to halves. I have a lot of good things to say.
Is it like 3/4? It's minor spoiler. Minor. It's when the little ghoul kids come into play. That when the film starts to lose me.
I thought that was
also
any other element.
And also the villain is called Bagul. And I laughed every time they say we have to watch out for Bagul.
Keep an eye on the Gabagool.
Bagul.
Gabagool.
Bagul.
I thought the Gabagool, the ghoul, I thought he was cool. I thought any other element of horror was great in it. I've got a whole thing written up. Let's see. Last time, or maybe 2 times ago, I talked about the movie Abigail. And one of the elements of it I brought up was, why do we watch the movie genre we watch? In comedy, it's the jokes. In action, it's the action, of course. In adventure, it's the journey. In horror, it's the scare. And in Abigail, there wasn't that. In this movie, Sinister, there was the scare. And I'll say the scare comes in 2 formats. 2 things happen. Number 1, you get the ghoul, which is scary. It's nice. They do a very great way of telling the ghoul, I thought. But the more important way they tell it all is this drawn out, what is happening here? We're under investigation the whole time. We're actually on our own journey with it. And it's just this nonstop chord being played where there's no reverberation, there's no holdup. We never have to stop and restrum it. It's just from the get-go of something's amiss here. You keep hearing that in your ear. It keeps on going. And I love that part of the movie. I love that we get that. That's how you do a scary story.
And I think the special thing about Sinister is the home movie scenes. when he's in his attic or wherever he's at and he puts on those reels. I think those are like fucking terrifying. And like it may be things we've seen before, but I've never seen like Ethan Hawke putting an actual film reel like on his projector and watching this horrible, horrible shit happen to families. And I think that's a very, very cool way to deliver scares. And it creeped the hell out of me when I saw it. Like I don't remember a ton about the movie, but I remember what happens on those movies that Ethan Hawke is watching. And I think a cool way to do that.
That's one of my complaints of the movie is that like when I say the first half is because the first half is less jump scare and more like drawn out, creepy, unsettling horror. And then once the ghoul becomes an actual physical thing, it turns into kind of a jump scare traditional 2010 movie of we're gonna like just jump scare the shit out of you until that's it. Like all the momentum like lost me.
Because like device.
Yeah, because like there's two jump scares that got me because I've never seen this movie. One is the lawnmower, and not because it's actually scary, because it's loud as fuck. And then the one is the very last one. I wasn't even like looking at the screen, but it was just loud, and I like jumped because I was like, "What the fuck was that?"
I didn't even give that moment a time of day because the second we were gearing up for that last jump scare, I said to myself, "Yep, they're doing that stupid fucking jump scare. I know it's coming." I said, "Nope, I'm like jump scares don't really. I don't flinch too much at them." I said, "I'm not even looking. I'm not listening. I don't give a shit. This is now beneath me." Every moment up to that point, I was so deep in the movie. Second we got there, I thought, "Fuck you. Nope, stupid ass, dumb piece of shit." I'd say something that has gone missed in recent reviews of mine is my love for the medium of movies. In a painting, rarely do two painters touch the canvas. On a movie set, it takes teams of people to complete tasks. The work done in Sinister to light the scenes are incredulous. The framing of the camera would have been done well enough in a black and white scene to tell us something, but through the color and lighting from those on set, put this movie to the next level. Idea after idea rushed into my mind while watching. I could see editing played out, the distortion of sound and careful audio work to fit the moments that Ethan Hawke finds himself in. And while this was happening, I felt so included, not because, I would ever think to do these things, but it was beginning to open my eyes. And I felt like Neo in the Matrix when he realizes he is the one, because I could just hear and see and smell and feel the people on set and the little hands at work doing everything they needed to do to put this thing together. It was like clear as day, fucking the numbers. I loved it. That's not even my review of the movie. That's just the feeling I got from it.
That's the most important part, really, is how it makes you feel, how much fun you had during it. I mean, we were rate and review movies the whole time, and my biggest thing with rating is, how much I literally enjoyed it. I don't really do objective ratings, and I could kind of differentiate movies that I find objectively good and, ones that may not be as good, but I, actually enjoy more watching. So it's cool that you found that in this movie.
I will say, I know they set it up a couple times, like with power outages and stuff. But dude, turn on a fucking light. Like, how hard is it, Ethan Hawke, to walk over and flip a switch? Like, I understand it. They did it a couple times, and they're like, "Oh, there's a storm. It's a power outage." I'm like, "Okay, that works." And then they do it over and over again. It's like, dude, just turn on a fucking light.
Yeah, a lot of the times the problem for him isn't that the power is like inaccessible. It's just that he's like, I'm just gonna walk through my house in pitch black, which I do a lot. But if I hear a strange noise or I'm like something might be there, I say, I better turn on a light because I can't see shit. I can't see a dang thing.
Don't you hear strange noises quite frequently?
As a matter of fact, I do have a guest in my bedroom.
Is there any new updates on that?
Is it
That's a rude thing to call Maddie.
There, I have no update on that other than Maddie was really pissed when she heard the episode. Sure. I was like, you didn't tell me? Yeah.
What do you mean? You didn't tell her?
No, I let her find out through listening to the podcast.
There was a second incident
Oh,
after
I
the
see.
one. Yeah.
That's creepy for her.
Yeah. So she didn't. Yeah, the ghost is trying to talk to me, so I'm kind of like the Ethan Hawke of this situation. And
It's Bagul.
yeah,
Okay.
it's the guy.
So I'm looking at IMDb for Sinister page. The actor who played Bagul also has under listed as Mr. Boogie.
Mr. Boogie was his listed name on things. The Ghoul, I think, is the name that he's called through the histories, but in this instance, he's Mr. Boogie.
So in current present time, he is Mr. Boogie.
Yeah.
He's the boogeyman.
So he's more of a
basically.
boogeyman than a ghoul, that it seems like.
Yeah.
No, he's Bagul.
He's both.
I can't get over it because they just call it like what is the most like threatening character name for a ghoul we could come up with?
Jack Brainerd.
Yes,
That one's taken.
Bagul.
Okay, I'm gonna run down so we don't have to talk about Sinister the whole time. I'm gonna run down my written review. This is not a perfect movie. I'd say it's close, but it's not a perfect movie. To me, I'd say this is a perfect horror movie. Technically speaking and writing wise. It is movies like this that raise the bar for others to try and reach. An ethical dilemma for Ethan Hawke. He brings his family into a taboo house that leaves them in danger. Regardless, he continues to keep them there. For Hawke, his research of the house and its history must be completed. Now, the plot is a horror mystery that we, the audience, get to ride along on. We are in the passenger seat for a journey, and our driver is refusing to slow down no matter how much we want him to. In the movie, Ethan Hawke's acting is, from what I've seen him do, the peak of his ability to portray another soul. He is both controlled and anxious. He can be brazen and cowardly, and the character he plays takes on a life of his own, one that must have given the writers a lantern to cling to in the darkness of the story they were telling. All the same, his morals are so human that I would say there are few he would not appeal to. That's my review. That's how I feel.
And I'm with you. Like, I watched this last summer, so it's not like it's been forever since I've seen it. I feel like The Conjuring is kind of like the magnum opus of this genre, like the best version of that 2010 supernatural horror movie. But like this is right up there. Like it's genuinely well crafted. It's creepy as hell, and it's just, even if, I mean, you might have to be a horror fan to really enjoy it, but if you're a fan of movies, like there's something to be said for Sinister. It's just it's a pleasure to watch. I liked it a lot.
When you bring up like those Super 8 film reels and like he's looking through creepy old film like that, I mean, that just makes my spine tingle, like even thinking about that.
Yeah.
Well, I think it works so well because like you would do the exact same in that instance. If you had a film reel, an old ass film, you're gonna be like, oh, what's on this film? Like you're not gonna not be like, and like toss it. You're gonna look at it. But
yes, absolutely.
I will
if somebody
say,
put a physical thing, like an example, if somebody put a 1,000-piece puzzle in front of me and they were like, the murderer's name's on this puzzle, I'd be like, oh shit, yeah, I got a few hours to kill. I'll put this together.
it's like our natural ability to push a button that says don't push. You're gonna push it,
Right.
Like I don't. It came across in my international relations studies, but in the Ukraine war, there were reports that there was someone put a doorbell attached to a tree on the Russian line, and they poked it, and it was tied to a bomb and went off. So like that's what I mean. Like we're just gonna go like there's shit there. We're gonna look at it. But yeah, Ethan Hawke is the best part of this movie, but also I think he's the like only thing he could afford because he's in it for a lot. And he got like they paid Ethan Hawke for this movie because he's like the big name.
Yeah.
And they use him to his full monetary value, is what I'm
He's
trying
on
to say.
screen a lot.
Yeah.
I feel like as far as the story is written, you wouldn't really need any other big famous character.
No. Did you like the cop? His buddy?
His buddy cop? Yeah.
His buddy cop?
Yes. Yeah, and I don't want to say too much because I don't want to spoil things. Also, people listening, don't think that that's not a spoiler for things. I just feel
It's
like
not.
no. Well, I feel like if we talk about certain things through process of elimination, people will start to kind of narrow down that this movie is going to go a certain way. That's my concern, is if we break that shit down.
Well, you can
What?
bleep it out.
I-
His buddy.
I'm
and
not
then
going to be
bland.
bleeping out.
What are
us
your
talking about the
guys'?
movie.
You could do like a spoiler warning and then just tell them to skip to this point. And then if they want to keep
So
listening,
we don't reveal that there's a cop character.
Yeah, it's not really what I'm saying. But
What were
yeah,
you gonna say, Engen?
So, what are your guys' favorite Ethan Hawke performances?
Dead Poets Society.
I was gonna say Dead Poet Society.
Sinister.
What else? What else is he in? He's in a lot
There's
of junk, isn't
Training
he?
Day is probably the other big one.
I've never seen Training Day.
I did not like Training Day when I watched it. That was a while ago, but I was really annoyed by that one.
What have
I think
I
it's
seen?
too early for our age. I think it.
Oh, yeah.
I
He's
don't
in the
know-
OG.
I don't know why it is that way, but it doesn't really vibe with me that well either. It's
Sweet.
probably because I just don't find Denzel like realistic in that role.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Because we've
The
seen him in so
whole-
much other stuff.
The whole
but-
storyline is there's like so many points where it's like this could be resolved if you just did this, and he continues to not do it, and it pissed me off so much.
Speaking of Denzel, did you guys ever see the movie called Ricochet? I'm not going to spend any time talking about it. It's a Denzel Washington, John Lithgow movie. It's like probably the worst thing that Denzel's ever done.
Oh, you showed me a scene from it. Like you were like mildly impressed by it, I thought.
There's one scene I'm mildly impressed by. Like
Yeah.
no, like it's really fun to watch. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I was impressed at how
I
much.
do know what this is because you talked about it when you saw it.
Yeah, but no, the movie's not impressive. It is.
Yeah.
It's a good thing that it's not talked about because it's pretty bad. At one point, John Lithgow in prison kind of becomes like the king of the Aryan prison gang
Yep.
by way of trial by combat. So pretty spiffy the things we get. Yeah.
Well, would you hold it in same regard? What's the movie that Detloff made us all watch that has
Law-abiding citizen.
law-abiding citizen? Would you
Yeah.
hold it in the same? Is it like in the same regard, like in that genre?
Kind
Of,
of
like-
where it's a little foolish.
That was so random.
he was
he
so
loved it.
into it.
He's like a 40, 50-year-old boomer who just loves like these B action movies or like A minus, whatever. You know what I mean? Just
Yeah.
that genre. Like they just love that shit. It's like he probably loves Tom Hanks. Like it's probably his favorite.
Yeah.
I don't know. When people talk about movies like that, like White House Down and stuff, my immediate thought is back to the fucking that movie, Law Abiding Citizen, because that is like I think the standard for
That
like
was
a
Gerard
50-year-old
Butler, right?
man's action movie.
1 hour 49 minutes. I remember it being kind of long, but I
An
guess
hour
kinda,
and 49?
yeah, I guess it's kind of short for nowadays.
It's not too bad. It's longer than that movie needed to be, but that's not too bad. Anybody got another one of these movies? I know other people have.
Yeah, speaking of Ethan Hawke, I did watch an Ethan Hawke movie. Probably one of his earlier ones.
Before
I don't know.
sunrise, before sunset, before midnight.
Before
Purge.
Sunrise.
Gattaca. Ooh, I was right.
Before Sunrise. Have any of you watched Before
I
Sunrise?
haven't, but it's been on my watch list since I was like 16 years old. So
Yeah,
that
dude,
on
you
my
need
watch
to just like get in your feels one night and just go with it.
I'm in my feels every night.
Jack, have you seen it?
I have not seen any of the befores.
No. Okay. Well, it's a Linklater film and trilogy, which is, surprising, but he does have quite a bit of range. Short synopsis. Ethan Hawke is on a train in Europe. He's been in Europe for a few weeks, taking a train through the country. He's about on his way back, and then he meets this woman right as he's heading to the airport, like on literally his last day or last night. Anyways, they end up spending the whole entire night together, and then they both have to be somewhere the next day, so they have to decide what they're going to do at the end of the day.
Ooh.
Pretty romantic and really good dialogue, story. It's shot very well. It's shot. They spend the night in Vienna, so it's just beautiful Vienna landscape and architecture and just beautiful like symmetric shots that Linklater does. Would recommend.
Did you cry?
Are you gonna
I
watch?
wanted to.
Are you gonna watch the next two?
I am going to watch the next two. Usually I'm not like a big sequel guy, but they're like highly rated, so I think he kind of continues to keep it up. I mean, it's probably hard to beat the original, but I think the other two kind of hold their own, like as their
It's
own
a pretty
things.
famous trilogy, isn't it?
Yeah,
It
it's like
is.
Yeah.
it's a unique thing too, like a romantic drama trilogy. I don't know how many of those you can name. So
Yeah.
yeah.
He also filmed them 9 years after each other.
Wow.
So like
They are-
before sunset, sunrise is 95, sunset is 04, and then midnight is 13.
Incredible.
That is, yeah, that's really cool.
It's a kind of art that defies
Well,
time.
it's when like I'm sure. I mean, obviously Ethan Hawke blew up after that, and
He did?
Kind of like Richard Linklater's
But, like-
other movie that defined time, which was Boyhood.
but like it's hard to get actors back for sequels once they kind of pop off and they get all these offers from everyone else. So it is very cool that they did continue doing them, even though it may have been maybe longer that they wanted to, longer than his studio wanted. But it's cool they came back and he had the time to probably write what he actually wanted to do, and he probably ended up making what they want to do, and that's probably why they ended up continuing to hold their own.
Personally, I think Ethan Hawke got his stride after Gattaca.
Have you seen it?
No, I have no fucking clue. It just I'm looking
I've
at the
heard it's
posters.
actually pretty decent.
Well, decent boys.
Decent.
Trying to think. You guys have any movies that you like that start out on a train? I know that's oddly specific. Like a favorite movie that starts out on a train.
Is there a Western that starts out on a train?
Yes.
There's a
Men
Western
Shot
show.
Liberty Balance.
Dude, Westworld.
Westworld has a pretty good opening.
Yeah.
Pretty good, solid, good episode.
Pretty solid first season.
Skyfall opens with a train.
It
I
does.
Is he on a
technically.
train in that one, or is he? Yeah,
Is it-
yeah. Is he on
Yeah.
the? No, it gets to the train.
He
It
starts
doesn't-
out in the building rescuing another double
Yeah.
O agent.
and then it gets to the train. So that one doesn't start with a train.
Is Spectre the one that starts at the Day of the Dead in Mexico?
Yes.
Hell
Yes.
yeah.
That one is cool.
That
Yeah,
was
I
pretty
agree.
sick.
Jack did mention previously that he holds Skyfall as the top Daniel Craig James Bond
Ooh.
film. And I 100% agree with that. Skyfall is the best because of Adele.
Dude,
Adele.
Fair.
great.
That's fair.
Also.
Adele's got the better song than Casino Royale.
He has the
Well,
best
now
song.
hold on.
Easily.
But the movie itself is better. It's shot by, was it Sam Mendes, I think?
Mhm.
Sam Mendes directed it, and then it's
Yeah, so, and he is superior.
To argue your Adele claim, nah, I think I do like Casino Royale more. It's just such a banger of a song with Chris Cornell. He just goes in hard,
Dude,
Adele's strong. She's brave. She's bold. But my God, Chris Cornell rocks.
Dude, I don't know, man. Skyfall, the
Dude.
set pieces are fucking awesome. You got
Javier Bardem.
I agree. The movie's cool.
Skyfall's really cool if you have seen the originals too, because there's a lot of references and like allusions to those first films. Even like the last scene is like directly lifted out of like the set pieces from the originals with what's his
Sean
blanking.
Connery.
Like the lake?
No, when he goes
No,
into the when
with
they
M
the
and
new
stuff,
office
yeah.
and everything and M and Q,
Mhm.
that's literally like what the original set pieces were in the first couple movies, which is super cool too.
Also, cinematography's by the Roger Deakins, so like it's a pretty good looking movie.
I got top 5 list of movies that start out on a train that I was big brain while we were all talking. Number 5, Thomas the Tank Engine, the movie. Bam. Number 4, I'm gonna say Train to Busan. Bam. Number 3, Bullet Train. Bam. Number
Yeah.
2.
They all have Train in the title.
Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Bam, didn't see that one coming, fucker. Bam, that was my number 2. Number 1 might have Train in the title. But it doesn't. Snowpiercer. Bam, fuck you. Nailed it. 5 movies.
Snowpiercer probably is the best train movie. Like,
Yeah, it's
from
pretty
like
If you
What
count-
about
actual
the Murder
standpoint,
Mystery
I mean-
one?
If you count
Murder on the
Eternal
Orient
Sunshine,
Express.
it's better.
Yeah.
That's true. Murder
That's
of an Orient Express. That
train
is a
movie,
good
but it
point.
doesn't start out on a train. It starts out in a kind of a station yard. Not to be that guy who
Well,
knows.
doesn't
so
Bullet
much.
Train
Jack,
too?
does Darjeeling Limited start on a train?
Oh shit! No, Jack, you're right. Bullet Train does start out outside of the train. I do believe. You're
Yeah.
right. Fuck, my list is broken. I gotta cancel the podcast. It's over.
Cole,
My
to
list-
answer your question, Darjeeling Limited starts with not
Ooh.
on a train, but it starts on fucking Bill Murray. Bill Murray is trying to get to his train,
That's
and
right.
then he misses it, and then it cuts to big nose motherfucker Adrian Brody running onto the train, and
I
then
think-
it does a subversion where you think that Bill Murray is going to play an actual character.
Yep.
He's like, no, this is Adrian Brody's movie.
I need to watch that movie again. I liked it the first time, but I feel like I really love it this time around. If I watch it again in a few years.
I'm a very big fan of Darjeeling Limited.
Me too.
It's in my top 3
It
of
is.
Wes Anderson's.
Noah's
it
shaking
is-
his head no.
Mine
Don't-
is. It is around there for me as well. I
That's-
really enjoy it. Cole, you said that you would
That's
like it
unreal.
more the second time. You
I think I would really like it if I watched it again because I really liked it the first time, but it's been a few years that I feel like I would really appreciate it more. I think if I watched it more recently now.
I think it's mid. I think it's like one of his worst movies. Like it was so annoying to me when I watched it, and I love him. Like I'm looking at a book from here that says Wes Anderson on it, and like I didn't like the Darjeeling Limited at all. Of course, I haven't seen it in years either, but
Were you in a good mindset when you watched it
I'm-
the first time?
I think so. I mean, I was like 19, so it was a while ago. But I remember like thinking it didn't go anywhere, and I think his movies generally have a lot of heart with his style, and I remember thinking there was like not a lot of heart.
Well, I think it's kind
Darjeeling.
of darker.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I feel like there is a lot of heart in the Darjeeling Limited because it's basically 3 sons trying to grieve for their father, but each in their own way.
Yeah, I mean, it comes out in the end. It just it doesn't look that way while it's happening.
I know, but like Royal Tenenbaums and Grand Budapest like keep you so engaged the whole time. And Darjeeling has like stretches where I'm just bored. And I don't feel that way in his movies usually. But
Well, those are the two I put above it. So
I would totally be, I mean, Rushmore is my favorite of his. Rushmore's in my top 5 ever. But I'd be open to watching Darjeeling again. But yeah.
no,
I got an
I
idea.
recently-
Maybe we should like all watch this together, and then on the next one, we watch.
Yeah,
talk
That would
about
be
it.
a good choice, actually.
You rapscallions, you.
some skullduggery. No,
Skullduggery going on.
on the topic of Wes Anderson, I watched Rushmore again recently this last year. I don't like it. I don't like Rushmore.
Like at all?
Wow.
No, like I liked it the first time and then I watched it again. I fucking hate Max, dude. I hate that little fucker. I can't.
tell
I
you
just
what.
don't.
Coming soon to Substack is a lengthy essay on Rushmore. Because like I have so much to say about that I'm not even gonna try here. It is one of my all-time favorite movie. It's a 10 out of 10 masterpiece of a movie in my head, and I have a lot to say about Rushmore. It's all right about it.
Did you watch Bottlerocket?
Yeah, I've seen Bottlerocket.
Yeah.
Can I write up a counterpoint to Rushmore? Can we
Of
do
course.
can we do two
course.
different
We
pieces?
here at Ruby Wild Media appreciate the free press, and we want to get everybody's voice out there. We want people represented. Now, speaking not about movies that begin on a train, but movies where the second act begins on a train. Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. Cole, I believe you had something to say about that.
That's right, Reed. I did watch it. I watched it a few nights ago. I remember, a few years ago when I got all the movies on Blu-ray, I went through them all one by one, and it had been like probably a decade since I'd watched those movies, and the amount of like just heart, charm, and work that went into making that first movie work so well is awesome. Just like the cast alone is insanely talented. Just every single actor is just like top of the line, like British talent. And it's just so cool seeing them work on screen. And then I don't know, it has the same feel as like, you know, when you watch Star Wars or you watch like Lord of the Rings, it's just they made the world so lived in and just so like they just captured the spirit of it so well, I think. And it just, I don't know, it just feels like such a nice beginning to like a series. And by comparison to like the later films, it's like just so like simple. But I don't know, it was fun to watch it again. And I think it still has its charm, even if the stories and the acting get better as the movies go on.
I am not just a huge Harry Potter guy, just because I wasn't embedded in it when I was little. But is the movies are they like a success in your eyes?
Oh,
Yeah, absolutely.
These movies
Are
are
they?
yes.
Dude, yeah, they're like
Dude,
up
they're
there with
like-
Lord of the Rings, the Star
So you guys love
Wars.
them. You guys love
Yes.
them.
they're
Yes.
awesome.
Okay.
No, Engen, the
I've seen
Harry
them
Potter
once
films,
all the way through. I've seen
the Harry
each
Potter
one.
films, apart from Star Wars, are arguably probably the largest commercial cultural success of a film series, like
Well-
ever, apart from Star Wars.
Well, I'm not asking commercial. I'm asking your
Our
opinion.
How
opinion.
much you like the movies.
But yes, I think they are a success.
Yeah.
And then I
I would-
got about a quarter of the way through Chamber of Secrets, and it's just like that movie kicks ass too. It's so good. I did not like it when I was a teenager. I thought it was too long. I watched it again, like I said, kicked ass, just completely blew away everything I thought about it. Just
Good.
again, in scale, in the acting, and just again, even like Chris Columbus is even better director on that movie. Like, there's way more creative and clever shots. The production has more money, clearly. It's just, I think I like it more than Sorcerer's Stone. I think in the long run, I think I like it as a movie, but better.
Some would say it's the best of the Harry Potter movies.
Not the best.
I
Not the
totally agree
best.
to your point that things are better in that movie because I've always loved it because it feels just like the number one, but it's that we've got more experience, we got more money, more hands on deck. So it's just the same, but better. And also, those first two movies, they had so much color in them that I know they'd go for this artistic thing where, you know, as the end we lose all our color. That's fine. Like, I like that look for those later movies, but it's like I really wish we could have had 7 Harry Potter or 8 Harry Potter movies in which we had a bright world and the only darkness is just the villains.
I
Yeah,
also like Dumbledore in the
There's a
first two.
feel, and it's because in Prisoner of Azkaban, like Alfonso Cuarón comes in and just flips it, makes it something completely new. But that world created in those first two movies is just, it's like the most peaceful and joyful like place to be in. I've seen the Harry Potter movies more times than I care to keep track of, and there is something about those first two that just feel like innocent, and you're watching something so
There's like,
dare I say, magic.
Can you mute him?
Like,
Can you mute him? Do you have that power?
I was gonna. Sorry, I keep trying to talk over. I want to add to Noah's point. There's like an innocence under it, but then there's also like a horrible darkness and like evil too. Because the halls of Hogwarts, like, obviously you fill up bright light. It's really whimsical and cool. But then when they turn the lights down, they put the blood on the walls and shit. It's like a fucking horror movie.
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome. There's no way about it. I think it balances those tones really well because you got to scare. You got to have a few scares and stuff. You know, it can't all be nice.
Voldemort sucking the blood out of the unicorn used to scare the shit out of me when I was young.
I like, and For me, of course, yeah, all the movies did all that work just fine. But I'm curious because I had a lot of those old types of video games. Like I had Lord of the Rings video games, I had the Harry Potter video games. I'm curious to what effect those also put in my youthful mind, like how to feel about the shit. Because in that game, in the daytime for Harry Potter, you'd be running around, you'd be going to class, having a great time. Like, oh no, Hagrid's not doing too well. We better go see him. And then the middle of the night would come and be like, Neville's been locked, trapped behind the tapestry. We've got to get to the herbology classroom, but we've got to sneak through the bloody forbidden section of the library. Nuts. You go through so much dark shit, prefects catch you, you lose points for your house, and if you fuck up enough, you can play the whole game through, and you lose the house cup, you lose the game, man. Doesn't matter if you save Jenna. You get fucked. You get nothing. You lose. So yeah, I've always felt anxiety because of Harry Potter, the Chamber of Secrets. So I wonder if there was an effect.
I would say I have that experience, but the problem is in Chamber of Secrets, I could never get past the old bitch at the beginning.
Exactly.
So that game just sat on our desk.
The Magical Menagerie, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice call.
For you audio listeners, Cole just popped up his Harry Potter book.
I will say I don't know how you guys feel, but I'm a big fan. I can't remember the actor's name of Dumbledore in the first two movies.
Richard Harris.
Richard Harris. I like his Dumbledore more than what the one that came after.
Michael
Gambon, because I don't know. I think he just plays the character better. I feel like
I think it really. I mean, obviously, it's very sad that Richard Harris died, but I think it worked out for the best. Because in the books, even Dumbledore turns into a more dark and mysterious and complex character. I don't know if Richard Harris had that in him, the way that Michael Gambon does. But I love both interpretations a lot.
Yeah,
I love both too, and I would never be able to say I have a favorite. I feel like it's not fair to Richard Harris because he only got 2 chances at it, whereas Michael gets the next rest of all the movies to do it. I also agree. I don't think Richard had it. Maybe if he was younger, he would have. But I think at that point, he's so old. Right. His voice is just, he's putting it out there so weak. I don't think he can do it.
Right.
But I guess he'll just have to come back from the dead and prove it.
I will say, I do want to admit something. I know I am a big Goblet of Fire fan, constantly saying it is number 1. I will say, the last time we watched it, I really did enjoy Half-Blood Prince quite a bit. So that's pretty close to like that. Those might be a toss-up for me right now.
Half-Blood Prince has always been my favorite book. there it is. Argument to be made. That's my favorite book of all time. So
for you listeners, Cole just picked up the book we were talking about. I'll say that book for me as a kid, I think I read it over the weekend in like 3rd grade because that one I was hooked to. It was like a deep lore Harry Potter book. It was cool. Jack, your love for the Goblet of Fire has weakened your mind, to quote Sauron. No, but I was thinking about that earlier because I was thinking, what are some unpopular movie opinions that people don't agree with? And I thought that was one of them. The main one that I highlighted on, where I thought you'd probably get shot if you said this in a group of human beings. If you said, I don't like watching The Proposal, you probably wouldn't make it out of that room.
I've never seen it.
So good. You guys haven't seen it?
I don't think I've seen it either.
Is that the one with Ryan Reynolds?
Sandra Bullock.
I've never seen it, but
it's a phenomenal joke in Deadpool 3 where Nice Pool just turns to the camera and goes, The Proposal.
It's a really, just I don't want to even say cheesy rom-com. It's as far as rom-coms go, I'd say one of the best. It's just a lot of good humor in it where it's never nasty, but never like holding your hand. It's just funny. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't think I've liked Ryan Reynolds' performance as much as that, say Deadpool, of course, but I don't think I've had that. And if I have, I'm forgetting it.
No, do you know what my favorite unpopular opinion of all time is? And I still to this day cannot tell if it was a joke for the longest time. Was Noah saying the Attack of the Clones was the best prequel movie for the longest time?
Anyway, Everybody,
best
thanks for
one.
listening. Let's go to a break right now and hear from our sponsors. Take it away, sponsors. Hi, everybody. Welcome back from the break. I hope you managed to take a wee, get yourself a beverage to drink along with. I won't be drinking any beverage tonight. I don't have my classic and typical diet drink because I'm gonna down myself a whole bottle of melatonin and crash because I have the day off tomorrow. Hey, you average listener, here's something you should hear. Whatever you're doing right now, if you see another human being, this is a call from me to you. Walk up to that person and say, hey, I'm listening to this podcast. It's really funny. And then just jive with them for a while. You know, if you happen to tell them what it is, oh my, that's up to you. But just, you have to do this. You have to do this. All right, everybody. What are we talking about now? Anything? Anybody with any one thing have something to say?
Jack, do you have any special drink next to you?
I have water.
Okay.
Oh, a classic drink. Now, what
Is
was
that a
first
Blue Yeti?
discovered- Oh my
It is
God,
a Blue
is it the
Yeti.
Same cup.
Hey.
Hey,
I have agreed.
Hey.
I ain't
Dude,
got
I
shit.
splurged on that thing, but totally worth
you
it.
did what to it?
Yeah.
I watched. Oh, go ahead, Noah.
Well, I have one person I would talk about for a minute. And
Are you making a confession?
no. It's because he's been popping up between Instagram reel sends between three of us for quite some time and for our whole lives. I wanted to shout out Norm Macdonald for real on the pod a little bit.
Sure.
Because like he's like my favorite guy ever. And I know we've like mentioned him in passing, but I've watched the same Norm clips like 1,000 times and I still laugh and think they're funny every single time. And when it comes to like, you know, we're all funny dudes, but like Norm had something that no one had where like he is telling the shittiest joke and he's like smiling the whole time. And like he just has this thing that makes him funnier than everyone else. And it's been on my mind because I've just seen a lot of Norm clips recently. What do we all think of Norm? He's a pretty important guy to us, I feel like.
I think it's strange he didn't fit in more with that, you know, the 90s SNL group of Sandler, Spade, and, you know, not that Farley's still around, but, you know, those guys, Chris Rock. I'm surprised he never really intermingled with them more because he's probably the funniest one out of all of them.
Yeah.
I just don't think he was like as commercial as those guys, obviously. Like he
Yeah.
was a Billy Madison though, correct? He was like his buddy in the
Yeah.
pool and shit. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, it
He
didn't
had his
help.
own movie, if I remember. I think he
What's
did
that?
one. He had his own movie. He did a movie. Like
He did a couple.
I'm
But
looking him
yeah,
up.
he obviously
I know
wasn't
them.
as big as Adam Sandler, like at all.
It probably didn't help that he got fired for SNL for making too many OJ jokes.
Which
So
is the funniest thing ever.
Yeah.
The man got fired off SNL because he wouldn't stop making OJ Simpson jokes. That's so like legendary to me.
The joke also where he's trying to he's cracking wise on the SNL Weekend Update about women, and essentially the punchline of it all is SNL doesn't hire women. Fucking nuts! On his own show, on their own show, he insults them to the fucking dirt and says, we don't hire women."
Right.
he probably made that joke full well knowing that he probably wasn't making it next week. So
I think, I think if we ever get the chance, we should get him on here.
I'm sure he would be down.
I made like that.
Yeah.
Deeply
we could probably
closeted.
actually get who's that one fella that Nick Swartzen. I guarantee you, if any one of us had Nick Swartzen's phone number right now, we could call him at random. He would help in this call.
I
If
feel
you-
like
if
like
you
we're
give him
paired-
beer
one
money-
of us is gonna run into him at some
Well,
point.
Andy
sure.
has run into him at the bar multiple times.
Yeah.
So he may have his number.
Cool.
But you
wait,
buy him
does
beer
anybody
money
have
and he
Andy's
would come
number?
on. Shit.
Yeah,
He'd probably do it for cocaine.
probably. Actually, definitely. I'm pretty sure that's in his contract. That's his quote.
Mhm.
That's his rate.
Mhm.
You know who would have been a hilarious grouping, and I don't know how well it actually would have worked out. I would have loved to have seen Norm Macdonald and Tim Robinson getting to put skits together.
Right?
I think Norm has that eye for the most deadpan. This joke is not funny, whereas Tim Robinson has the best way of making a joke that's not funny come across as like, why is this happening?
I will say I recently saw a skit of his that I had not seen. And it's the one with the dog door, like the automatic dog door. And like the monster keeps coming in and he just doesn't do anything about it. It's like
this made me realize I don't like my job that much.
like
That's
one.
an awesome one. Yep.
Like I never seen that skit before. I'm like, that's fucking hilarious.
Yep.
But no, his best skit is the haunted house one. It's so fucking there's so many levels to that skit.
I actually want to go to Haunted House more than I want to go to Club Aqua.
Tim Robinson just got a TV show like greenlit.
Oh, he
got
did?
a brand new show in development.
Cool.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I realized on my drive home from work the other day, like we're a movie review podcast. I think we might also be a movie quote podcast because we get a lot across. We drop a lot of quotes.
Yeah.
It's one of our specialties.
Yeah.
Sith Lords are my speciality.
Proceeds to get his ass kicked.
Yeah, he did. That guy's today got his star on the Hall of Fame, so he finally earned enough off a movie to buy that. So that's great for Ewan McGregor.
Incredible.
Good for him.
He did it.
I watched the Batman, Robert Pattinson Batman last
Oh.
night
Mhm.
in
Nice.
preparation for the Penguin TV series, HBO Max original series coming out next Thursday, a week from the day we are recording this right now. So I watched that in preparation. That movie is excessively long. Holy shit. I totally forgot about that.
It's long. I feel like it goes by fast, but time doesn't wait, and time
But
actually
like,
keeps moving. Yeah, it eats up your night.
holy shit, that was excessive.
I don't think we've ever had like a full in-depth talk about that movie. Because I don't know everyone's opinions about it. Like genuinely.
Love it. Love it to the moon and back.
It is Kurt Cobain grunge Batman.
Yeah.
Right.
So these two obviously love it.
I'm
I'm guessing so.
I did love it. The Arkham games were a big deal to me. I played Arkham City on my PS3. I mean, for days and days on end, and like this movie captured that Arkham vibe. I have not seen it since it came out, which I feel was like 2 to 3 years ago at this point. And I've done a lot of drugs since then, and I don't remember much about it. But but I'd love to watch it again and talk about it longer. So
We should plan on it. That's one I did watch it a few months ago myself. Bobby P, really great as Batman. I don't know how to compare him to the Christopher Nolan things because those are a gift. But I think had we gotten the Batman back in those days instead of Christopher Nolan, we'd have had great Batman then too. Who is I can never think of the guy's name who does Commissioner Gordon in this one.
Jeffrey Wright.
Jeffrey Wright.
He is hilarious. He almost steals the movie. Like has great comedic lines. He's like, I thought you'd trust me. He's like, what about you, man? We've known each other 2 years and I don't even know who you are, man.
Yeah. No, and like he's great because he has those moments where it's he has so many of them where he's just got a little bit goofy kind of.
He is goofy.
But then he still
great.
has moments where he's like gets really in your face serious. It's like, cool, this guy gets.
But he's like goofy, but like robotic almost too. So it's like, oh fuck, is he like his Westworld character? He's actually like a robot.
It's same universe. He's got the line, and I'm gonna quote it here, and it might get loud for all of you, and I feel bad for the people that are in this house that are gonna listen to this podcast. But he's got the penguin up against the wall. And incredible moment. I died at that.
God bless our ears for Reed having a shitty input system for
Did it cut out
audio
on
to
you?
come through.
Yeah.
Oh
We didn't
yes,
hear
it did.
anything.
Didn't hear a single thing.
You could
Oh.
hear it. You could hear it like enough to where you were screaming.
Look at his shirt.
What
Look at
the
his
fuck
shirt.
shirt are you wearing?
Is that a
Oh my-
Michael Myers shirt?
When did you get that?
Yeah, but we
Is it a
can't talk
shit-
about it. We can't talk about it because Jack says we all got to watch the movie.
I just said it was too early. I said it was
Here.
too early to talk about Halloween.
For all of you people watching, you'll see.
He's about
Here,
to show his butt.
I'm gonna flex my back tattoo on my shirt here. Can you see it? No, you can't.
You got the glare.
Glare.
Oh, it's Michael Myers.
Here. I have a plan.
For those of you just listening, Reed's shirt on the left breast
Hold on.
has a
Reed is currently
Michael.
shirtless.
Michael Myers mask.
We do tasteful nudity here.
That is our brand. Okay, there it
It's
is.
Halloween, the
Reed.
night he came home. My girlfriend got
That's-
me this shirt. I wear it every day.
It looks pretty sweet.
Viewers
No,
on the
it's
right,
Halloween.
Noah's coming through his Halloween series. I
Yeah.
still
No,
haven't
it's
seen
currently
the last
flashing
two.
Halloween, and I'm just flashing.
I still haven't seen Kills or the other one.
You saw Kills, didn't you, in theaters with us?
No, I saw the Halloween one. I didn't see Kills. Because Kills is the sequel, right?
Yeah.
And then the
Evil
what's the third-
dies tonight.
Yeah, I never saw that.
Nice.
I
Nice.
want a
Oh.
shirt that says "Evil Dies Tonight." I would put up a
Yeah.
political sign during spooky season that says "Evil Dies Tonight."
Because
There's gotta
what's-
be a shirt that
Wait.
says that. It'd be so
Would you
awesome.
be anti-Halloween though if you put that up?
I'm anti-evil, dude. I'm anti-evil. You read into it.
What's the third one called? And the
Halloween
newest
ends,
ones.
or
There it
otherwise
is.
French. Peace. Oh shit.
What's the one where they do? Isn't there one they do like a reality show?
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Halloween,
Resurrection.
Resurrection.
Yeah.
Which is that? What number is that roughly?
That
8.
Yep. I genuinely believe, Reed, we're gonna be the next people to make a Halloween movie. Like,
It already did, kinda.
yeah.
Sweetest Treat trilogy.
I will say,
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to watching Halloween 3 this year. The second best Halloween.
I think I've got a plan for how we'll do it because it's like I don't really want to do Halloween 3 live stream and record ourselves doing it. I think we take our breaks and we just give an update and then go about and keep having fun. Because like
Yeah.
I want to
Agreed.
work on a holiday, you know?
Agreed. Of course.
That's our day. You know, we
Yeah.
earned it.
My favorite scene in that entire movie is the very the third one in the bar where you just had to keep drinking.
Yep.
Like it was you just kept going. It was one after another. I think it's like a string of 6 different instances that just happened.
Mhm.
I'm very
Imagine-
excited.
How
'Cause don't-
frustrating it was back then when Halloween 3 came out. It had nothing to do with Halloween, and you didn't have the internet to look shit up. You had to like go up to people like, "Hey, did you watch Halloween 3? What the fuck was that?"
Yeah.
Okay, hot take. I genuinely think Halloween as a series would be a little bit better appreciated if they did do the anthology route, where it wasn't more Michael Myers lore, and it was better. Like I liked the anthology route. I genuinely do. I think it was a cool idea. Execution,
I agree.
not so much.
It is a cool idea, but I'm also very much obsessed with the Halloween sequels we did get. So yeah.
We're deep in them. We're hooked on it all.
Yeah.
For you listeners out there that don't know, Noah and I could actually right now talk about every single Halloween movie in the most depth you've ever heard. It's really a talent. It earns us zero, anything. It gets us nowhere, but we can do it, and we will, and we have, and I guess
It will
we
get
push
you
people.
somewhere.
You guys should try and write a Halloween movie.
Dude, they're still making them. If they come across a good script, they're gonna fucking give you
Yeah,
money
like
to
you
do
two.
it.
If
I
you
don't know
guys-
if Noah and I should write a Halloween movie together because I think that would probably lead to the end of our friendship.
I
You
could see it
have-
going either way.
you
I
have
could see.
until-
Yeah, I could see the end of our friendship route. I could, but I don't know. I think we'd be the good directing team for it. Like we'd have fights, but I don't know. I think we should direct a script and make our own choices where we need to.
You guys just write it and then sell it. They give you lots of money. They make it however they want. You take that money and then go make a movie however you want to do it. But you have until Jamie Lee dies to write it.
I'm not. Would Jamie Lee be in your Halloween movie?
No.
Yeah.
I don't think she'd be in mine.
Would they make one without her though?
They have.
If they are, they're not going to make mine.
Okay.
I think to go back to the anthology thing, we have this moment of we're done. The Laurie Strode line. We finished this whole other thing that people were hooked on. Let's not do the same thing. Let's give people something new. Halloween 3 season of the witch. Who? People talked about it. People wanted it for a minute there. Like it had a pulse that beat. I'm all for it.
Tom Atkins isn't going to be with us for much longer. Like, yeah, strike while the iron is hot.
What if we write this movie and send it to Malik?
You could start it. You could start the movie with his character in like a psych ward, and nobody believes him about like the whole.
Oh, so you saying that it worked, or you thinking that the Silver Shamrock won? Like, how would the sequel do? Did Silver Shamrock lose?
You'd have to have him lose. You have to have the Silver Shamrock succeed.
Then I think we would have to decide to what level does success look like. Is it every kid? Because not every kid has that mask. Most of them do. But so do we have like this Armageddon apocalypto world where the pop has dropped? Or like, is it not as bad as we think? And this guy's like way up here.
I kind of think people explain away the Halloween mask thing as like some disease or sickness that a lot of kids got at the time, because no one would believe it was the Halloween masks that killed them.
You could put it off
Tom
as
Atkins knows.
Yeah.
You could put it off as what's parents worrying about kids getting drugs by their candy. You could do that route too. It was just a mask.
They thought it was the candy. We get the chat history shows up in these. I gotta drop Halloween. I'm not losing this note. Halloween 3. The parents think the kids were messed with, but it's actually Tom Atkins in the psych ward who knows too much. Yeah. There. I think movie starts out, psych ward, pan down, Tom Atkins, bare ass, right there. We go, doctor, put your clothes on. He goes, no. And then, I don't know. I did my part. You guys fill in the rest.
It could be cool because he was a doctor, right? So maybe he's like in the hospital where he worked or something, right?
And we all think, oh, he's the doctor again, but no.
No, he's actually in the psych ward.
I like that. Like he's in of course his bare ass is showing.
Yes.
But he's still in like a doctor like outfit.
Assless doctor outfit.
Right. And you think he's working, and then like the nurse comes through the door and they're like, oh, he escaped again.
No, let's subvert it.
After.
Flip it.
I like that.
Flip it. Let's open up on him in his doctor. He's in his doctor his white coat. Like his big white coat doing stuff, and it looks like he's doing doctor shit. And then he takes off the coat and he's wearing like one of the like ass, like the opening, like the medicine robes where you see the bare ass. There you go. So then you get the ass. So then the hospital gown. And then you're like, oh wait, he's a patient. He's not a doctor. And then you open up with the nurse going, Tom, you need to sit the fuck down. You're flashing everyone.
I think we would need to stick to that in this universe. We have people living their everyday lives who are those robots that pop up every few times.
Yes.
Because that way Tom Atkins has the thing where he's like, we got to kill that nurse. And they're like, dude, doctor, calm down. He's like, no, that nurse is fucking a robot. Kills the robot nurse. And then whoever was like, don't do it. Tom is like, wait a minute, Tom, you're actually telling the truth. Something's amiss. Let's get you out of here.
Oh, yeah.
I love that.
What if he gets a robot like that's like a older unit or new unit, but he's like nice, and he's like, we're gonna take down Silver Shamrock. So he has an android buddy that he has to work with.
Yes, that's fucking sweet.
Yes,
this guy is 89 years old. He
Get
is
writing quick.
We gotta get this thing moving.
He is 2 months away from being 89.
All right. Well, he
2
shares my
months
birthday,
tomorrow.
Zach.
I think you can pull it off.
We better get on it then.
Yeah, he wouldn't have to be in the whole thing. Maybe he's in that ward and he gets those couple scenes, and then everyone's like, "Oh my God, Tom Atkins!" But then, like, the robot throws a ninja throwing star because that shit happens in Halloween 3. Not
yeah.
that exactly, but we get wacky shit where he throws that.
We
We're
can
like,
kill him.
"Whoa,
We can
okay."
kill him for sure.
Yeah,
I think the
whole
question
time.
is though, is what what ancient like site are they gonna steal?
which of the
Because in the
wonders of
first
the
one was
world can still,
Stonehenge. Yeah,
the Great Barrier
Yeah.
Reef.
Ooh, I like
Oh, yeah.
that.
Because yeah,
I like that.
Silver Shamrock. It's like maybe like a parent company, and he's like, no, he knows it's Silver Shamrock, even though it's like a different name and it's the same plot.
I think
for the Great.
I think a big important thing we could lead to is going to be like, okay, what's the big scare at the end? Like, what's this thing where maybe we could even set up for Halloween 3, where I don't think these androids are Halloween. I don't think they fit it. We don't have Tom Atkins. He's not going to be around forever. You know, God willing he is, but that doesn't always work out. Thoughts and prayers don't always save people's lives. What we could do is maybe it all leads to who are the 3 masks actually about? And we get those 3 figures of the witch, the skeleton, and the pumpkin head become real things.
Could we involve them in the same cult that Michael was involved in Halloween 6?
The cult of the thorn or the cult of the rose? Cult of the thorn, I think, right?
Of the Thorn, yeah.
But
Yeah.
remember, isn't the Halloween movies a movie series in Halloween 3? Right?
Maybe. Might
We
be.
can ignore that. Ignore that part.
Yeah, actually,
Yeah.
we can ignore whatever we want. It's been 50
Yeah.
fucking years.
Yep.
Well, 40.
You could do the subtext of the Halloween 3 too.
I just saw Reed's face trying to do math. It was hilarious.
I was doing the math. I was getting so upset because I was like, no, it's been we just did the 40-year Halloween. I was like, that's almost 10 years ago. Fuck me. It's closer to 50 years than not.
You could do for the
That is
subtext. You could do the subtext be climate change. Like
Ooh,
that's the
Halloween
real
3
scare.
to climate change.
No, like that's like the
Because
real
they
scare
abduct
with the
they
Great Barrier
pick the
Reef.
Great Barrier Reef
Yeah, that's
from
the
the
real
ocean.
scare.
You know
Because that
how
has
horror
more
movies-
magic than
Horror movies are kind of this telling of real world situations and, like, you know, people's fears. Climate change, the Great Barrier Reef. That's what it's about in reality. Oh, guys, I think this is written. I'm sending it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so pumped for when we do Halloween 3.
You guys are so into Halloween.
Now I want to watch Halloween 3 right fucking now.
Kinda. Yeah.
So you wait until Halloween day to watch it?
We get an open day on a weekend, and then we watch Halloween 3 and we play a drinking game, which very few can survive.
How does the drinking game work?
Well, certain
Is
things
there
pop
rules?
up, and then you take a drink. You might take 2 drinks. I'm sure all of us could put it together here, but where people are gonna hear us him and ha. And then I know there's a couple spots where you finish your drink, somewhere you take a shot. There's one in particular where you take a shot, and it's when a gentleman by the name of Tom Atkins shows his bare ass.
Yep. How many times
I
have we done it? 3 or 4 times now?
3?
I've done it twice.
So then we've had it 3 years
We've
now.
done it 3. Yeah.
I think we've told the story on the podcast. I might keep it brief because I think we have. Is the first time we ever did it, it was going to be Noah and I, because I mean Jack wanted to, but he had class the next day. We got like 5 minutes in, and his professor sent the message saying, "Guys, class is canceled tomorrow." Jack was like, "I'm fucking in," and boy, gee, did we get fucked to that movie.
That was awesome.
Well,
Cole?
we started out with like me and Reed. We're like we're not going to do beers. We're going to do mixed whiskey drinks.
Yeah. We were doing like whiskey and Dr. Pepper. Got another 20 minutes down the road and was like, nope, don't do it.
We got to switch to beer.
This
No,
movie hates people.
I think my favorite rule for the drinking game is that you have to take a drink when someone says a character's name.
Yeah.
in conversation, like they're talking
Yeah.
to them.
Yep.
Because it happens so many times.
Yep.
Yep.
Every time you see a pumpkin, I know is one of them.
Yep. The jingle.
Yeah.
The jingle. Oh my god. I felt angry last year when we did it. We had Dustin and Jack. Dustin played it great. Walshinger, he kept checking his phone, and I was like, dude, you don't understand. This is not a game. This is
No.
not for fun. We get
Yeah.
one day of fucking year. This is the Super Bowl for us. All right.
Yeah.
So you get
Yeah.
in it or you get the fuck out, dude.
Yeah.
You have
Make a
10
new
months to
rule.
prepare every year for this day.
Make a new rule.
Seriously.
If someone checks their phone, they gotta like take a shot or do something.
Cole,
Yeah.
have you've played this
I've done it twice.
and you've died during it, or
I think. Oh, every year I buy the stupid Sam Adams pumpkin beer and I never fucking finish it.
every time you look at your beer, you have to drink because it's a pumpkins on it.
Cole bought the worst beer I've ever fucking had for one
2
of
years.
these Halloween nights.
For 2 years straight.
2 years in a row.
So bad.
Oh god.
It's disgusting. That first one, not bad. And then instantly the worst fucking beer.
Yep. The first sip is good, even.
The first sip is like
Yep.
unexpected, and then it's
Yep.
disgusting.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think that is just true with all Sam Adams, I think.
Fucking pumpkin beer.
I, for all 3 years, have drank E&J's apple flavored brandy.
Oh wow.
Mm.
That's
It's-
awesome.
what my grandpa used to drink is E&J brandy.
Yeah, it's the only time I ever have it, and I'm assuming I'll keep that tradition going this year. So.
Every year of your life, just Halloween.
Yep.
You know what I'm
Cheap apple brandy.
Yep.
I'm
Why not?
pretty set on red boxed wine for this year. I think my mind's made up.
Ooh, wine.
I'm
Yeah.
a wine guy too, yeah.
Yeah.
My goal is to have so many non-alcoholic beers that I get buzzed.
Then you wouldn't be the best driver, dude.
I know.
Jack, what's your secret to managing to drink and yet you still are so clear headed? Is there something in particular you prefer to drink?
Well, Reed, I drink Heineken Zero because it gives you a full beer taste. I can't even fucking finish. Like I did.
He's had too many Heineken Zeros. Cut him off.
Jack, you started too soon.
The full flavor, but none of the guilt.
The guilt.
Yeah.
God
Your
damn.
head stays so clear.
I'm so pumped. I can't believe it's already September 12th and I've watched like 2 horror movies. One maybe.
I set myself a letterbox goal to watch 31 horror movies before October 31st.
And
And
you've gotten one.
I watched one on September 1st, and I haven't watched a single one since.
Dude, that's a great
So-
goal.
Yeah, I've only watched Halloween so far, so
I watched The Wailing. Has anybody ever heard of The Wailing, Jack? It's a Korean horror movie.
yeah.
I think it was 2010s it came out. It was 2016. It's like a combination of what the fuck? Ghosts and zombies in the same
You
universe.
gabagool?
No gabagool.
Ooh.
Damn. Yeah. I really gotta watch Nightmare Before Christmas this year. Been a while.
Always. That's an every year for me, no matter what.
I haven't seen it.
You haven't seen Nightmare?
Is it a Halloween or a Christmas movie? I never
Both.
know.
Halloween, but watch it like late October, so it can kind of be both.
Good transition movie.
Yep.
Transition movie.
Yep.
We need Is Passion of the Christ like the only Easter movie?
The Last
There's
Temptation.
Pop featuring Russell Brand as the animated bunny.
National Treasure 2.
The
I
Last
think.
Temptation of Christ. The Scorsese one
Yeah.
with Willem Dafoe.
So there's some.
Yeah.
Wait,
I
what
pulled
about
that one out.
What about The Life of Brian? Does that count?
Yeah.
Are we still getting Passion of the Christ 2? I think we are. I'm gonna say we are. Once we get done writing Halloween 3 Season of the Witch 2, I'm gonna write that and send it to Mel.
Wait, a quick question. Is Gladiator 2 called Gladiator 2, or is it
Yes.
Gladiator with a subtitle?
Looking it up now.
I thought it had a
I think
subtitle.
it's Roman numeral 2.
Okay, that's sick. I'm just glad that they're just like, that doesn't happen in a while.
No.
It's Gladiator 2. That's cool.
You're right. That doesn't happen that often.
Remember
Well, it
when
makes
John
sense,
Wick 3?
you know?
Sorry. I was just remember when John Wick 3 was John Wick Chapter 3 dash Parabellum? Like
Out of a bed.
that.
Yeah.
But you know, Roman numeral, you know, it makes sense, right?
It does make sense
Mhm.
because of the Greeks.
Also, I did watch Furiosa, and
Nice.
I totally skipped over all your guys' commentary because I didn't want any spoilers, but very much enjoyed. On par with Fury Road, which
Yeah.
I was surprised with, but very pleasantly surprised.
Again,
So
I
much
don't know
fun.
if it was said on a big Zoom call with Sam and Emily included, or if they just said it over this weekend when we were at their house. But Sam and Emily were gonna be listening to this podcast, but they won't do it because Emily said, "No, I don't want things spoiled." And the thing she said, "I don't want spoiled," is Temple of Doom.
Yeah, that was a ridiculous statement that
Unbelievable.
she
Unbelievable.
needs
And
to
if
either choose to watch movies she doesn't want to get spoiled, or understand that stuff will get spoiled if you
yeah,
don't watch
especially
it.
a fucking 1980s movie.
Yeah.
But this I'm gonna sprinkle
And-
this in as an Easter egg
and
in
it-
case she ever listens. Emily, if you're listening to this now, you've traded in your values. You threw away what you stood for and are listening to spoilers. So
Yep.
gotcha.
In Temple of Doom, Mola Ram pulls out his own beating heart and looks at it.
Dumbledore dies.
I feel like that movie can't get spoiled.
Yeah.
Not really. Yeah.
You know, there's this trilogy, right?
Yeah. Temple of Doom is a prequel, for fuck's sake. Like, yeah.
Plus, like, all the images are so iconic. Like, how do you not know?
Yeah.
Like,
Weird example.
just speaking generally, like, it's got to be kind of hard to not see like an image from that movie.
Yeah.
It's so iconic. Like, even the bridge scene alone.
It is the third best. Is it the third best for everyone?
Yeah.
Best? No, for me it's
Well,
Third
not
best.
it's
third
the
best.
second best for me now.
I thought Cole was second, actually. Does it
For
go
me,
3,
it's-
2, 1 for you?
No, yeah, it goes 1, 2, 3.
No, it goes 1, 2, 3.
Yep.
You think
Yeah.
Temple of Doom's better than Last Crusade?
Yeah,
Last
that's
time I watched
ridiculous.
Yeah, the last time I watched it,
Wow.
it was
Eesh.
awesome.
I don't know about that.
I liked it. I really liked it.
I'd say mine would be number one Raiders, then Crusade. And then I know I get in hot water for it.
Or
No.
Crystal Skull. And then I don't know, 5 and 2 are always a tie up between Temple of Doom and the Dial of Destiny. I just really don't like Temple of Doom. It doesn't vibe with me at all.
I like Temple of Doom. I haven't seen Dial of Destiny yet, and I just need to. Part of me knows it's like always there on Disney Plus, so I'm in no rush to watch it, but I should get on that.
I think they really failed by not getting Spielberg to be on it 100% of the time.
Yeah.
That's how you make Jones.
What do you
movie.
mean?
Not really like his movie.
Like,
Yeah.
So me and Cole made a joke about Dial of Destiny way before it came out, and then that joke was actually in the movie.
What
so
joke?
I can't make it. Noah would have to cover his ears
Jack,
because it's a spoiler.
which Indiana Jones movie, Jack, do you think we watched the most as a kid? Because for some reason, I'm thinking Temple of Doom was the one I watched the most.
I'd say Last Crusade.
Like Last Crusade.
Mm-hmm.
It's either 2 or 3. I didn't watch 1 a lot.
No, it was Last Crusade, definitely.
Okay.
Last Crusade is definitely my dad's favorite. He quotes it all the time. So
Does your dad quote oh God, why can't I think of his name? John Rhys Davies ever?
no, my dad does not quote John Rhys Davies ever.
Bet he'd quote a mean John Rhys
I
Davies.
think you're right. He should. Yeah.
What's your dad's favorite movie?
My dad's favorite movie of all time
Baseball one, I
is
bet.
a three-way tie between Happy Gilmore, Grumpy Old Men, and Top Gun.
Nice.
What's his genre? Like 80s action? That's his favorite genre.
I would say 90s comedy is his favorite genre, but he certainly does like some 80s action movies too.
Oh,
Cool. I think we're probably at a point. We better wrap this up. Been getting on here. Are we all cool with that? Did anybody? I didn't mean to interrupt or harsh the vibe, bros. But
You just killed them all. Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
you just killed the vibe. You're hushing my vibe, man.
I'm a
I'm
vibe
done.
killer. I'm a
Yep.
vibe killer. I've always been told that. I remember when I was told when I was out of the womb, they said, "Damn it, I wish we could send this one back." Anyway, thanks everybody for listening. This has been Podcast The Motion Picture. As always, Reed, Cole, Jack, Noah, and with us this week is very special guest, Zach Engen. Loved having him. It's been super fun. You can find us on YouTube with many movies. Keep an eye out this fall for Fats and Harry at the Catalyst Media Festival up in Duluth, Minnesota. You seriously hunt it down because it's worth finding. I promise you that. You can also find us on a mix of media between Twitter, Facebook. We're working on a problematic Instagram, Substack. You can find us, I swear to God, on Ruby Wild Media, but you got to hunt now. Anyway, we're working on getting more and more things uploaded to all those different spots, so it's easier for you to send people our way. Please do, because we love talking with people. We love including people. We love sharing with people. We love people, so please do your best to get the people we love to us so we can show that. Thank you for listening and see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.